Hey guys, this is Cartoon Recapped. Today we'll show you a 2006 family adventure cartoon called Brother Bear 2. Be aware of heavy spoilers. Sit back and enjoy the show. Several months after the events of the first film, Kenai, now a bear, is living happily with his foster brother Koda. Having just awoken from hibernation, the bears begin traveling to Crowberry Ridge for the first berries of the season. However, Kenai is plagued by visions of his childhood friend Nita, to whom he gave a special amulet many years ago after saving her from drowning. Nita, now grown up, is set to wed Atka, a man from a neighboring Inuit village. However, on the day of the wedding, the spirits appear in the form of a storm that causes a fissure to open up in the ground between Nita and Atka, much to Nita's shock. Believing it to be a sign, Nita consults Inoko, the wisest shaman of the tribes. By communicating with the spirits, Inoko reveals that the amulet that Kenai gave Nita all those years ago bonded her and Kenai together. The only way for Nita to sever the bond and be able to marry Atka is to find Kenai, go with him to Hokani Falls where he had given her the amulet, and burn it on the eve of the equinox, thus returning the bond to the spirits. Inoko grants Nita the ability to communicate with Kenai and other wildlife. Eventually, Kenai and Koda meet up with Nita. At first, Kenai refuses to destroy the bond, but Nita tells him that the spirits may turn him back into a human and send him to find her. Under pressure from Nita and Koda, who fears that he and Kenai could no longer be brothers if this happens, Kenai relents, and the three make their way to Hokani Falls. As they spend more time together, Kenai and Nita rekindle their old friendship, much to Koda's chagrin. The three also run into Rut and Took multiple times throughout their journey, and Nita helps them impress a pair of female Canadian moose. One night, Nita asks Kenai if he ever thought of being human again. When Kenai says that he has considered it, Koda hears this and races up a mountain, anxious that Kenai may leave him. Nita finds Koda hiding in a cave, but both are caught in an avalanche and are rescued by Kenai. Kenai castigates Koda for almost getting himself killed, but the two reconcile with Kenai, assuring Koda that he will never leave him. The trio eventually make it to Hokani Falls, where they burn the amulet. Without it, Nita can no longer communicate with Kenai or Koda, so she says goodbye. Seeing how miserable Kenai is and realizing that he loves Nita, Koda secretly asks his mother in the spirit world to turn Kenai back into a human so he can be happy. The next morning, Rut and Took inform Kenai that Koda went to the village to retrieve Nita. Knowing that Koda will be killed, Kenai goes after him. At the village, the tribes prepare for the wedding once again. But Nita, realizing her love for Kenai, tells her father Chilkoot that she cannot marry Atka. At that moment, Koda creates a major commotion in the village in order to get Nita's attention, while Kenai arrives to retrieve Koda. Rut and Took rescue Koda from two of the villagers, while Atka fights with Kenai, throwing him off of a cliff and into shallow water. Nita rushes to Kenai's side where the two profess their love for each other. The spirits arrive to change Kenai back into a human, allowing Nita to communicate with Kenai and Koda. Kenai tells Nita that he cannot become a human again and leave Koda, but Nita volunteers to have herself turned into a bear instead so she can be with him. With her father's blessing, the spirits transform Nita into a bear. Kenai and Nita then get married, with the tribes, bears, Koda, Rut, Took, and their mates attending. Thanks for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.